Let's face it, 2023, kind of a show. People are making more money than they've ever made, yet they're still living kind of paycheck to paycheck. If you're one that believes that we're headed towards this big recession, that equity that you have in that house is going to start declining. I'm Jim Fong. I'm a real estate investor and realtor in Las Vegas, and I help people buy and sell real estate and also get started on their investment portfolio. So before we look into 2024, let's take a little recap of 2023. So the year started rather slow. The prior year, interest rates started going up. Rates kind of stayed high. The market was kind of slow. Spring came along, and there was definitely a high demand for real estate. And then you kind of couple that with the low inventory. The big thing is, a lot of people have these 3% interest rates locked in. They're not moving, so they're holding on to their real estate, which is causing us a real shortage of inventory. All right, so there's still demand, but low inventory. So it's kept our real estate market very balanced, actually, throughout the whole year. But buyers have remained very interest rate sensitive as well, too. Like every time the interest rate would dip, you'd see an increase in buyers out there buying. All right, very much interest rate driven there. But let's take a look at the economy. Everyone's talking about the high inflation. Everything costs a lot these days. Right? People are making more money than they've ever made, yet they're still living kind of paycheck to paycheck, right? We have high debt, we have low savings, and all the money we saved during the pandemic, it's all gone now, all right? That's kind of the feeling all around. The amount of homes that were sold in 2023 is basically like half the number that was sold in 2022 and 2021, like the good years in real estate. So it's going for everybody too. For me as a realtor, I mean, our transactions are, cut in half just like everybody else. 2023 is an adjusting time. I mean, we went from everyone's just living it up to everyone's like, back to reality, back to working. So we can sit here and complain about all these things, or we can kind of look forward into the future and just kind of see what we can do to get us out of this situation, right? So if you look to our past, anytime we start seeing financial hardships or recessions, we know that brighter days are just around the corner. We just got to hang in there, but we need to have a plan to attack this when things change. So what do I see in store for us in 2024? Most people's assets or main assets are pretty much tied into the equity of their home right now. I'm already beginning to see this a little bit too. People that own more than just a primary home. Maybe they have an investment property, or more so, especially a vacation home. I've listed a lot of homes recently where people are just like, hey, times are tough and this is where we have some money, so we're going to sell this property. If you're selling a vacation home or something like that, well, a vacation home's already kind of like a luxury item, right? So if you have to sell that, it's all good, right? But, what I'm seeing a lot is there's a lot of major companies are, laying off people right now. So what if you were laid off from your job and you had a hard time finding a job, and then you had a mortgage payment, and then your debt's really high right now? What if you hit a financial hardship and you have no other option except to just sell your home? I can see that happening more in 2024, which is actually going to probably increase the inventory of homes for sale. That's probably good news for you if you're looking to buy in 2024. All right, more inventory, more competition, more supply should give you more leverage when you're negotiating as a buyer. But you don't want to wait too long, because if mortgage rates drop more like everyone's predicting it, everyone's going to rush into the market again, and then you're going to be competing with a bunch of buyers again, and you're not going to get your good deal. So if you're thinking about buying, do it sooner than later. And let's say you lock in a good price home right now, and let's just say interest rates do drop a lot, right? Well, the thing about it is prices are going to go up once rates go down. You bought the house at that price, and if it drops enough, you can refinance that mortgage and actually have lower your payment, and you already locked in that price that you bought it. Remember in 2021 where you had to pay over list price, the seller would make no repairs for you, and if it didn't appraise, you had to cover the difference. And then even furthermore, after you actually closed on the house, you had to let the seller live there for free for like 2 months, right? Like, you don't want to see that again, do you? And if you're a homeowner and you're thinking about selling, well, this is something that you probably want to do sooner than later, because while the supply is still low currently, you'll be able to sell your home for the most money right now, right? If everyone's flooding the market with homes to sell next year, well, you're going to have less leverage to negotiate as a seller, because now you have other competition now. I mean, if you're one that believes that we're headed towards this big recession and all this stuff going on, well, you should really sell now, because if all that happens, and everyone's facing hard times, that equity that you have in that house is going to start declining. All in all, in 2023, it was an adjusting period, all right? I think everyone kind of got used to the higher rate. Before, no one's really thinking about getting a 3% rate anymore. Everyone's just dreaming of the good old days of 5% interest rates, okay? So people have adjusted everything already too. But in 2024, like I said, there's a good chance that we might see a little more inventory. It's going to shift the market a little bit. So depending on what side you're on, whether you're looking to acquire or to sell, right now is a good time still. Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to subscribe and check out my other videos. And comment below and just tell me what you think. Maybe you have another take on this. I would love to hear. All my socials are listed below. This is Jim, and I'll see you on the next one.